take care of itself, but you can go back.
Go back here, and we're gonna click.
No, it should
Click.
and
Maybe.
then
And then click on. Click on it.
click more for more.
Where? Go.
And then you do it.
Mute.
Sometimes it disappears.
Lord. Oh, Christ. All right. So, welcome to Season 7, Episode 14 of Let's Have a Fefe. With me, as always, is Felicia Minor.
That's right.
It's fine. That's the same.
Or I
That's,
could
right, it's fine. Just grab a wig. Just hand us a wig real quick. We got this.
substitute.
It's fine. It's totally fine. So,
We all look alike.
I mean, you know, it's fine. You know.
No.
I mean, I couldn't tell the difference.
Okay. All right. Awesome. I'm Felicia Minor. Hello. Thank you for tuning in. My voice is a little different, and I'm not wearing a wig, but
She doesn't usually either. It's fine. Makeup's about right
Nobody
too.
knows the
It's
difference.
totally good. You know.
they're coming for your gig.
So Felicia is not currently here. She's still getting ready.
I'll be ready in a minute.
In a minute.
If someone could time this minute
Right.
to tell us how long
The
in, like,
actual minute will be
regular
yeah.
people time it is.
Right.
Oh, you mean actual?
So I mean, she's been getting ready now for about half an hour. Possibly more than that. I don't know. I got here a little bit after 7.
And did nothing but feed your fucking face.
Damn straight. Well, you want me to do your face? I could. I'm just gonna start getting here early, and I'm just gonna start doing Felicia's makeup.
We're setting up. Whatever.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So we like I said, we are Season 7, Episode 14, and we have been doing this for more than 6 years, and it's
I
more than
still don't
just
know what I'm doing.
drag gossip. It's the issues that actually matter most to you. Welcome to Let's Have a Fefe. It's your Wednesday night conversation. We are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, which I still don't know what that is.
What's Twitch?
I don't know.
It
Felicia.
doesn't matter. Keep going.
I don't know.
Oh.
Brought to you by Shelly Love Creative, Wigs of a Kind, and the Burly Barber, and of course our awesome Patreon supporters, Brendan McGill, Carrie and Corey McClemens, Leanne Dunton, and Molly Montgomery. You too can join the Fefe movement and support us today at patreon.com/Let's Have a Fefe. And with us this evening is our special guest, Mr. Imperial. What is it, Mr. Imperial?
It is technically Mr. Imperial Court. People add pride on the end because they just do, but it's technically Mr.
That's
Imperial
what I thought.
Court.
That's what I thought. Like everybody
did
keeps
that,
adding
sorry.
pride on the end of things, and it's
Yeah.
really not
Freddie Prince Charming pride.
right. Like it just doesn't make any sense.
Felicia Minor pride.
Right. So not pride.
Let's
it's-
have a Fefe pride.
we're gonna have a
Ooh,
prelim next year. Just watch.
Do it.
We totally will.
Support my reign as Mr. Fefe pride. I'm selling prelims already.
Oh God. So Mr. Imperial Court 2019. Mr. Teddy Michael is with us. So what did you do this weekend, Teddy?
I stoned a gown this weekend. Actually, I was at The Rock on Saturday all day. Actually, all day. The Imperial Court, we had an event, our Red and Wild Strawberry Social.
I'm so mad I missed that. I was actually going to go, and my day got away from me.
It was
just got away
very red, wild, strawberry-y, and social.
I was a part of it last year, and I had every intention of going and supporting, and it was just one of those days that I looked at the clock and went, fuck!
I tried a cake pop for the first time there.
Have you never had a cake pop?
I have never had a cake pop before. Hope and Gloria made baked goodies, and I ate a cake pop for the first time.
I've never had a cake pop. I
It was delicious.
understand that.
Yes, I know. Lots of exciting things in my life. I'm trying cake pops for the first time.
You know, that's a pretty, that's
I've seen them made on Nailed It, and that scared me.
No, they don't do it right on that. There's a right way and a wrong way to make cake pops for sure. Like,
Yeah, I was...
Yeah.
But yes, I tried a cake pop.
Nice.
I don't know I don't know the final total that was raised for Mulligan's Manor, but it was a pretty penny. So that was a very exciting event.
That's usually a pretty successful event, all in all, from what I know. I've been involved a couple of times, so yeah. And you,
Ryan also has never had a cake pop.
But Ryan has also known me for several years and saw me perform for the first time like a month ago, so I no longer take anything that...
So Ryan and I are both late. Got it.
Yeah. Yes, Felicia is laughing in the background because Felicia is still not ready.
I don't know why you're making a big deal about this.
Because this is new. We've never done this before.
What's not new is you not getting here and setting up any of this, but bringing it up every week that I'm running late.
Guys, stop fighting. Childhood flashbacks.
I'm not beating anybody.
Oh my god. You were also stoning a gown?
I was stoning a gown. I was being a supportive partner and stoning a gown until 5 a.m.
I've been there, I've done that. I have stoned evening wear for people before while,
While I sit and watch TV.
No, actually the one time I was stoning evening wear and they were at The Rock.
Oh.
Mm.
Like they needed it right then and there? You were stoning up?
No, they were at The Rock being sociable. I was stoning evening wear.
Oh.
Yeah, because that's what I do.
Well,
that's what I do.
You're a giver.
Yeah.
He's a giver.
Yeah. Something. And why were you stoning this evening wear?
I was stoning
gown.
this after
After
six red carpet attire.
Red carpet fashion.
Red
I
carpet
keep saying
attire.
after 6. That's like bunny slippers and PJ pants for me. I'm like
For most of us, actually. Yes.
Yeah.
But I was stoning it because my partner decided to jump back into pageantry and competed and won the Miss Rock contest.
That was another close competition. Like I remember watching it.
Did you go to that too?
Yeah. Like I was there, so that was part of what I did this weekend. I was at the Mr. and Miss Rock competition, and for the queens, I remember like looking at it and thinking, okay, I can see this person seems to be like based from like on a judging standpoint. I'm like, okay, I like this, but I like this, and like, ta-da!
And I'm probably not on camera.
Probably not. No.
I need you to scoot.
Just
But it was a good competition.
I'm there.
Like it was pretty
I'm
good.
always here.
I was quite impressed with everybody. Most people.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say this.
You got really shady really quick.
I'm just gonna say this because everybody knows this is something. God damn it, gentlemen.
Oh.
Make sure your shit fits you.
Don't come for me.
Because for fuck's sake, all I keep seeing, and this is not just
But Teddy likes
like,
it when the sleeves cover his hand like this.
This is like, I have seen
It's because
so
I'm too cheap to buy gloves.
many ill-fitting suits, not just with this type of stuff, but like even with USofA prelims. Like, guys, make sure your shit fits you. Take
Thanks,
you to a
Ryan,
fucking
for
tailor.
timing me.
Because god damn it, y'all. Like,
But in all fairness, some people don't know and some people don't care to know.
Some people should know, because if they think that they are ready and good enough to compete, then they should know what needs to go into that. I'm just saying.
I can't say anything.
I'm just saying.
I tried my best.
Yeah, your suit didn't fit.
Oh god. So that's part of. So on Sunday I was at the Rock for the pageant, and then I ended up staying afterwards for late night snacks.
Ooh, bless your heart.
It's actually a good show. Like it was pretty good. Like I'm not mad, and they feed me.
Shout out to Miss Supreme Benediction. That's her show.
Yeah.
At some point I will come to your show.
Can it be
I
on
was
a
super
Sunday
tired.
where there's a holiday after?
Right?
Yeah, if there's a Sunday and there's like a holiday that I actually have the day off afterwards.
I
which
mean,
is like
send me a
5 days.
message and say, like, girl, there's a holiday tomorrow.
If we can
Right.
like work that out, that would be awesome.
What's
Because-
it's
It'll be
that's the
older people care.
Yes, if you can cater to the elderly,
right.
That
That was the second time I'd been. The first time I went was when Sassy was performing, and I only stayed for a little bit that time because I was old and I have to go home because I work. But I stayed a little bit longer. I still didn't stay the entire show, but I stayed through most of it. And it's a good show. Like Benediction does a pretty good job. So well done, Benediction. Well done.
I feel like we need a clap track.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're saluting people that have good shows.
On Friday, Felicia and I hosted Queer Excellence, which for the most part I thought it was pretty damn good. Like there's some amazing fucking oh my god. Katie Cage. Okay, I'm just gonna throw this out there.
I was gonna say we need to start with Katie.
I'm gonna throw this out there. If anybody is looking for a live musician for any event at all, you guys need to go find Katie Cage. That's she is absolutely amazing. She's a one-woman band. She had her fucking guitar. She was singing. She had a bass drum, a hi-hat, and a snare.
And then at one point she was playing the guitar, and then she like was still singing, and she threw her hand up, and I was like, "What the?"
Yeah,
right back, just
like blown the fuck away. Like you couldn't tell that she didn't have like a full band with her. Like absolutely fucking amazing. And she did everything from some covers to some originals. Like she was fucking amazing. I think honestly, hands down, the best artist of the night, and that's saying a lot because everybody was really good. Like she was my favorite though. Like I thought she was absolutely fucking fantastic. And it was a good mix of artists. Like there were, it was all sorts of things. I will say this though. I'm just gonna throw this out there.
Are you gonna say what I think you're gonna say?
Whatever. I'm gonna allude to it. Whatever.
Just be careful.
Damn. Whatever your art is, you can have whatever your art is, and that's totally fine. But
unless you're a woman, apparently.
Well, there's that. But you need to respect the venue and the equipment. Because if it's not yours, then you need to really treat it kindly.
Oh, speaking of treating kindly, since we're on this, if somebody is hosting an event and they're treating you with respect, you should treat them with respect.
Fuck.
Including when, obviously, at some point in the night I was making a joke and this person didn't get it, and obviously disrespected me nonetheless.
It's, I understand that...
No, I definitely am open to, and I'm open to.
Oh, I know.
But I was...
Yeah, no,
at that point, I looked at you and then I walked outside because I was like, okay.
Yeah, no. I understand that, being misgendered can be triggering for some people. However...
But that's not in the sense that I meant.
No, not... And you weren't the only one that did it, and you weren't the only one that got attacked.
Mm-hmm. And I was pretty good most of the night.
I literally mean attacked. Like, we actually went out of our way to find out pronouns and things like that.
I requested a list so that I knew everybody's pronouns.
Like... Well, Felicia said something, and it wasn't a misgendering. It was in response to a joke that person was making.
Mm-hmm.
And then that person literally screamed at Felicia. Someone else was also trying to compliment this person and used the wrong pronoun, and instead of simply correcting them, literally, like, attacked them. Like, verbally got in their face, like, yeah.
And I don't usually
unfortunate.
Yeah.
No, it was really not. It was not okay. There are ways to deal with things, and there are ways to handle things. That you act like a fucking adult, basically.
And I don't mind the artistry, but when you bring the artistry, but you meet the person behind the artistry before they go on, I guess.
Yeah.
It was kind of like Oh, well. Okay.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah.
For
and again,
them, I lost it. And,
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it was aggressive and unnecessary. Like, really aggressive. And
Chameleon.
not okay. Like, not okay at all. Like,
And I was like, I know that they get the joke, right? Because everybody was laughing, and then it turned into like just this terrifying.
Yeah, it was
scream.
not okay. Like that. Yeah, like it was unnecessary. So.
And people were coming to me and apologizing to me. So.
Like there are ways to handle with
like,
a mispronoun or whatever. Like it's very easy to say, hey, I use they, or I use she, or I use he. Oh, okay, I'm sorry about that. I'll make sure there's no reason to get combative. Like none at all. It really puts people off, and yeah. No.
And then they just don't talk to you at all.
Yeah, it's not awesome. But yeah, but it was the same person that wasn't respecting the venue and the equipment and things like that. It was a little much. Bluetooth
they didn't
speakers.
Push me.
Sound like this person wants to stay at home from now on.
Or
they should.
They should. Right. Yeah. This person pushed me last time.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. Like, pushed me. Like.
This is your.
I am lost, Roxy. I was not there. I'm just taking it all in.
This is the second time I've had an interaction with this person, and the first time this person was trying to get around me. There was room on this side, but decided they wanted to come this way, and literally shoved me out of the way to get past me for no reason. Not a excuse me.
At the venue where we were at together.
Yes.
This weekend?
No. They pushed me last time.
Oh, okay.
The first time I came in contact with this person. Yeah, it was not.
I was
awesome.
And then they pushed you.
No, they didn't push me.
Oh, Felicia would have thrown down. That would have been ugly.
I mean, by the end of the night, my feet were hurting. Don't come for me.
But yeah, it's that was the only downside to the evening.
But otherwise, I had a good time.
Otherwise, it was awesome. And seriously, you guys need to find Katie Cage. I believe is it Kaydee?
Mm-hmm. And on Facebook, it's like Katie DeLady.
No, she has a page. It's Katie Cage.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oops. Just
yeah, find her.
Personal page.
Find her. I believe it's Kaydeecage. She's absolutely
Look, Roxy,
amazing.
See? I thought it was...
Nobody message her.
Yeah.
She's at work. Nobody message her.
Oh, my God.
If that would have happened on my clock, I would have been like, wait a minute, why didn't you tell me?
Yeah, it was...
He probably wouldn't have told me until, like, the day after anyway, because I probably
it was unfortunate. Now that I've had 2 interactions with this person and both of them have been
and Roxy, why did you put an S there? I know you know better.
And then the rest of my weekend,
the whole thing.
The rest of my weekend was like pageant stuff. Like I've been making masks. So I brought a visual aid. If anybody would like a really fancy accessory to go
I'm wearing it right now. I'm done.
I brought this so y'all can see. These are what I've been working on. These are what I've been working on so y'all can see. This one actually belongs to Sonia J. Savage. I hope that's okay. She hasn't told me not to tell anybody, so whatever. So I've done a few now, and this one is Sonia's. But if anybody would like one, message me. They're all custom. And if you are at the fundraiser at C7 on Friday, you'll have a chance to win yourself a custom mask. So, yeah. That is it. Anyway, how was your weekend? Your weekend was very similar to mine, I think.
Yeah, but I didn't go anywhere after the queer excellence.
No.
I was so literally damaged that I sat home and cried. No, I have... I've been working on things and taking care of things.
Ryan, the back is a thing that fits over your head. Like
it's actually more
like it fits over your head.
Yeah, and it's ventilated a little bit.
Like it's got nose holes and shit.
Because there are some that you buy and the nose doesn't have a hole in it.
Yeah, no, this has nose holes.
Like Michael Jackson's nose.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
No hole. Just
face. And just getting things ready for Friday. And
are you going to tell people?
And for Sunday, I will be running for Miss C7. And
So
are you actually gonna run, or are you just gonna?
I'm gonna run there
Kiki.
from here.
I would tell you guys
girl.
to go and support her, but we need your support at BS West as well. So it's a toss up. If you're part of a couple, send one person to C7, send one person to BS West.
Damn. It's like that. Roxy wants to know how much the mask.
They start at 40.
They start at. Ooh. Do you take payment plans?
Do you take layaway?
Yes, we can.
Because I mean, people be on a budget, but maybe I want to help.
Maybe
You know, $20 is $20.
I mean, if we're still paying when you get back, we're still helping.
Right?
You know, people gotta eat all the time.
Fuck. But why
I'm
do you have to,
I'm just
why
trying
do
to
you
help
have to
everybody
eat when you could just look fabulous?
Because
I mean, I'm not trying to
hungry.
match the skeleton.
Because I'm hungry.
Oh, Lord.
Michael Jackson never sounded like that.
Mm-mm. I don't have a good segue into my tip.
Oh, you don't?
No, I
Well,
don't.
That's what she said.
So,
Exactly.
all right.
Leading
So
us into that.
we've talked about different things, sort of interspersed throughout my tips throughout the seasons. You know, like we'll bring up lube and it'll be like, okay, we don't get this, or you know, we'll talk about things and stuff what not to get. So I'm going to talk to you guys tonight about what not to buy at adult stores, because there are some things that just don't. And some of these we've talked about in passing, some of them not so much, but they're all things that you really should not buy at adult stores. The first one being tightening creams. These are dangerous. They're designed for people with vaginas, and they're designed to make you feel tighter by basically drying you out. They're like pure alcohol,
Dry it out?
so that it feels tighter. Because, men have this weird virgin thing where they, tight. They, so fucking stupid.
Roxy.
Fucking God, oh my God. So, what these do is they're basically pure alcohol, so that when you use them, it removes all moisture, thereby creating a lot of friction and making you feel tighter. Not good. You can literally injure yourself. Do not use these ever. Numbing gels and lubes and things we've talked about before. Again, these are super dangerous. You need to be able to feel if something hurts, particularly if you are playing with the butt. Yes.
I'm 12, sorry.
Carry on. Do not use numbing agents anywhere.
So don't use Orajel on stuff?
Probably not a good idea, no.
Except your mouth.
Except, you can use it on your mouth if you have
But don't do it before you're about to go somewhere else.
Yeah,
on the body.
Right, don't do that. No. Do not put oral gel in your mouth and then put your mouth on things.
Mm-hmm.
Do not
But
do that.
what if...
No. There is... No.
Not even there.
No.
Mm-mm.
Desensitizing gels and creams. These are used to help maintain erections for longer, but if you're going to use one, use it with a condom, and I wouldn't recommend it, because the thing is if you use a desensitizing cream or a desensitizing, it's like it's basically like a numbing kind of gel, but what it does is it basically removes
to make it last longer.
Right.
Oh.
You put it on your junk so that you can't feel anything, so that you last longer. But if you do it without a condom, then it's going to be on you and on them, and then nobody feels anything, and what's the fucking point? But again, you need to be able to feel things. Like, there are ways to be able to last longer without using something that makes you numb.
Interesting.
Just saying. Anything KY brand or Astroglide, do not buy ever, either of those two lubricants.
Why?
They have some of the worst ingredients ever found in lube. KY, yours and mine, contains both alcohol and honey, basically. It's a yeast infection waiting to happen.
Delicious, terrible for you.
Yeah. Right.
It has honey in it?
Honey in it. It's like the third ingredient is honey. Yeah. Do not put that anywhere. Like, ever. Just don't do it. It's fucking awful.
I saw that and I was able to keep it together. Come on back.
Oh my
Come on
God.
back.
Jesus Christ. KY and Astroglide contain things like parabens, petrochemicals, which is crude oil, glycerin, which breaks down sugars and causes
Are you
yeast
saying
infection.
like gasoline? People putting gasoline?
Not
in
like
it?
BP crude, but I mean,
Phenoxyethanol, which is a glycol ether, propylene glycol, which is used as an aircraft de-icing agent, and fragrance, which could be whatever the fuck they want to put in it to make it smell pretty. Like, don't do it. Stay away from KY and Astroglide.
Don't do it.
Just stay away. Flavored lubes containing sugar. You might think, wait, what? Look at the ingredients on flavored lubricants. If there's anything in there that looks like sugar, stay away from it. There are plenty of sugar-free versions.
How do people know if sugar is in something?
You
read
just
the
read.
ingredients.
Oh Lord!
No.
You just turn it over.
Wow,
and read
you
it.
guys are making me feel like an idiot. No.
I mean,
Like,
the devil's a lie.
are there other names for it? I don't ask questions that don't make sense.
Anything with
Most of the time.
glucose, if it says glucose or anything like that, that's usually sugar or a sugar derivative.
Right.
Don't put sugar in your
what
genitals.
The hell? Dorito scented lube?
Yeah.
But does it smell like
It's
Cool
also
Ranch? Because I might be into that.
No coconut oil.
No, do not use coconut oil. Actually, coconut oil is not awesome. Any kind of oil is not good. Why? Because oil breaks
Sticks
down...
around.
Right. You can't get rid of it, and it sits there and breaks down mucous membranes. And things like, I don't know, the rectum and vagina are nothing but basically mucous membranes. Like, oils in general are not good to use. And coconut oil is just... Like, I cook with coconut oil. I don't want to
take off
smell...
my
That's like using
Right.
Crisco. Don't
Right.
do it.
No, it's not a good idea. And I know
There's
everybody
still
out there is
people
like,
out there doing that?
Probably.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Any toys that are a clear jelly material, don't buy them. If it's clear and it says anything about silicone on it, it's not real silicone. It might have some silicone in it, but they're allowed to have, I think it's like, up to, I think it's like 8% silicone, and they're allowed to call it silicone. If it's real silicone, it will be opaque, not clear, and anything that is clear is going to be jelly, and it's completely porous. You can't sterilize it, and it's just a breeding ground for bacteria. If you have a toy like that, I mean, you can put a condom on it, but even that's not going to save it. And if you put, like, 2 jelly toys in a drawer together, they end up bonding, they fuse together.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking disgusting. Don't ever buy jelly toys. Ever.
I didn't know that 15 years ago.
Yeah, it's fucking...
Stop calling them out my game. Shit.
And if you have a jelly toy, it's basically disposable. Use it maybe once or twice, and then you chuck it. Because any longer than that, and it's like... Ugh. No.
Be sure to clean between washing.
It's fucking disgusting. Even if you clean it, you can't sterilize it, because it just soaks in all the bacteria.
Ew.
Another thing that you really don't want to buy at sort of mainstream adult stores would be BDSM toys and tools. They're not designed for real BDSM play. They're usually cheaply made with cheap materials. Great if you, like, are the 50 Shades of Grey type of person, but...
where do you get it?
That would be a good, like, depending on where you are. I'm sure that there are folks in the leather community that can make them, that can point you in the right direction for good, well-made paddles, floggers, whips, crops, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The stuff that you find at the adult stores are not really good for people that actually want to get into the lifestyle. If you want to just kind of play, I mean, that's fine. But if you want something that's an actual good quality BDSM tool, don't buy it at Castle, because you're going to find that it's not real leather. They're made out of plastic. Like, it's just not the same at all. At all. Like, bleh. You know, there's resources. You know, if you guys want
Ask
good
Brooklyn.
resources, we can find you resources as to where to get
I guess you
good,
could start
you know,
there.
BDSM.
But if she
Kink
says
leather.
castle,
She's not gonna say
She's
castle.
not gonna say that.
She's not gonna fucking say
I
castle.
know.
And if she says castle, I'm gonna punch her. Because,
Oh,
no.
good luck.
Not gonna happen. No. So, there you go. There's your list of what not to buy at adult stores.
Was everyone taking notes? I feel like people should have been taking notes.
no, there's a replay. Oh,
Oh.
no. we dropped to 600 real quick.
What the hell?
It's still playing though.
Oh, are we back? Oh! Now we are. Okay. We had a blip there, folks. We don't know what happened.
It's because you said you were gonna punch her.
That's what it is.
It was. That was the Lord.
Oh, Jesus.
It was.
Him too.
Oh, so, okay. All right, we're back now. I think maybe.
Maybe I should just stop watching it over here.
Yeah, I think you're too much bandwidth or something. I don't know what's happening.
I watch it every week.
Well, apparently it's
not today.
It's not doing it today.
It said fuck you.
Today it said no.
Thank you.
All right. So, yeah, there is my tip. Hopefully you guys took notes. Of course, I am still, I'm always available. I've actually had a few folks message me and ask questions about things. And,
there we go.
There you go.
It's back to normal. Sorry.
Felicia was taking up too much. Yeah. It's okay.
All of the internet.
Yeah. But I'm always available to answer questions and help steer you in the right direction. I actually like it when people ask me questions because it means that they're listening to things.
Questions.
Well, there's that.
We've been dealing with people that ask weird and conspiracy theory type questions.
Jesus fucking Christ. Maybe we'll get into that if we have time. But speaking of time, we shall move on to our guest this evening.
He's just making things up as he goes.
No, I don't have any good segues tonight. I'm sorry, guys.
What is that?
I am off my segue game. I am sorry.
Did you fall off of the segue?
I did. I hit a bump and the thing just, whoop, you know.
Hopefully not like the owner, though. You know, like the owner went off a cliff, you know, of the company. Segue. There I go. I fell off. Nobody knows what I'm talking about.
Her train derailed. Didn't just fall off. Derailed her train off the track.
I never promised that I stayed on the track.
Totally off the track there.
Segways, like...
If you have to explain it that much.
I'm done. Just...
Felicia, you have to turn your straw around. Nobody can see your cup. So, Teddy, tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got your start in the entertainment business.
Well, I'm a Gemini. I don't like long walks on the beach because that's exercise, and I don't want that. I started in entertainment on my 18th birthday. Actually, that was my very first show.
Sorry.
You're dead.
I inhaled air. I don't know what
That's
happened.
because your cherry is feisty.
What?
On the drink! On the drink! I don't know anything else about any other cherries you may or may not have.
My cherry is feisty.
It says
you
so
heard it here first, folks.
There you go.
My cherry.
Somebody reading you in the comments.
Right. Gosh.
I'm sorry. I couldn't have worked on my segue game while Felicia was getting ready because I had to start the show. You know?
And the WB.
Jesus.
So you started on your 18th birthday?
Yeah, I started on my 18th birthday, May 31st, 2004.
He's dropping hits so you can get those
Yeah. Thanks. I did dress up. I'm actually wearing my favorite Disney character. I got this at Disneyland a couple years ago, and I very rarely wear it, so I figured...
Why is Goofy on steroids?
This is
natural. Organic body.
He uses that PB3 powder. Is that a thing? I think that's a thing. P3 powder?
Something like
that.
He's on
but yeah, this is one of my favorite Disney characters, and I never wear this shirt because I'm like, I'm an adult. Why am I wearing that shirt somewhere? But I'm wearing it today because I like it. Well, Felicia wears cartoon shirts all the time, so I want to be like Felicia, I guess. But yeah.
It's going to live on the internet.
It will. It will live on, like my heart, on the internet.
Hey, Brooklyn, we were just talking about you.
Yes.
And congratulations, Sophia, by the way. We talked about you earlier.
Yes, but it's over now.
Yeah, we're done. We're done. So how are things going on prepping for the Pride pageant? Are you getting your fundraising done?
You need some help?
Me first.
Well, I do have to raise the goal is $2,000 for the Pride Scholarship Fund in my quest to be Mr. Pride. have done a couple of smaller fundraisers. I'm the type of person that likes to do a few large ones and then everything else kind of be smaller one-on-one things. I did some gift wrapping at the Rock during a blanket and
Felicia,
winter coat drive.
Stop playing with things.
I also...
What?
Stop playing with things. We're freezing still.
I'm not. That's not me. That's the internet itself. Let him continue.
You broke the internet.
CenturyLink.
So yeah, I did some gift wrapping at the Rock. I did a mini rummage sale at Stacy's for some of the newer kings.
Ryan, first of all, I did not say I was going to hit Brooklyn. I said that if Brooklyn said to get anything BDSM or kink related at Castle, that I was going to smack her. I did not say I was just going to hit her. Put it in context. Thank you. Please continue.
This is how tabloids get started.
Bloop, they tried it. So I've done some small things like that. Anytime I'm booked, 50% of those tips go towards the Pride Scholarship Fund. If I was independently wealthy, then 100% would go. But people have to buy gas. I am not. I am not independently wealthy. I just make it look that way, I guess. But so those smaller things I've done. Do have a couple of fundraisers coming up. February 3rd, the College of Monarchs for the Imperial Court of Arizona. They are throwing us, myself, and my queen, Savannah Stevens, a fundraiser in the form of a Super Bowl party that's going to be at the Rock.
I keep thinking the Super Bowl happened already.
It did not, but you don't follow sports ball. So it's okay.
I legitimately thought that it already happened, and then I saw
Is it
something.
because of the playoffs?
It must have been. I don't know. I saw
It's probably because of the playoffs, and we were all cheering for a certain.
I don't know.
team.
And then I was like, wait, what? And then I saw somebody talking about still playing, and I'm like, well, I don't. See? Ha! That's exactly what I said. Damn it.
So yeah, there'll be that on February the 3rd. I'll be with Lady Christian at the Rock for the Trailer Trash Review on January 25th. I'll have some jewelry to auction off and perhaps some Jello shots to sell. And the Misters, actually all of the Misters, we are doing a joint fundraiser. We're doing a Misters Roast on March the 10th at BS West. We're all going to roast each other. We're all going to be bringing baskets or items to raffle and auction. So that'll be a good time. That is March the 10th at BS West from 6 to 9. Had a brain fart. Boop. That happens. And then there'll probably be at least one or two other fundraisers. So you can always check my Facebook page. I'll make sure to make those posts public. Other ones will be private because internet is crazy. And also, you can always donate on the Imperial Court's website, imperialcourtaz.org.
Okay.
If you scroll to the bottom, there is a PayPal donate button. And all you have to do once you make your donation, in the memo line, put for Teddy Michael or for Mr. Imperial Court. That way they know that donation goes towards my fundraising. And you'll get a handy-dandy receipt, which you can use to write off all your taxes.
Hey.
Holla!
'Tis the season, but you'll have to save it for next year.
So I have a question for you. You have in the past been very vocal about your dislike of Phoenix Pride and a lot of the practices that go on there and a lot of the organization in general. What made you decide to compete this year?
So when I first moved to Phoenix, I was super excited because I used to live in Ohio, and when I moved here, I was super excited to be here because I'd always seen this really awesome stuff online about the gay community in Phoenix. I was like, oh my god, they have pride and rainbows. So cool.
You believe everything you see
I
on the
did.
internet?
I believe I was catfished by the community, y'all. I was catfished.
Shit.
I feel like I was bamboozled. And I was like, that's messed up. So when I got here and I kind of started to, in 2014, by the way, I moved here after winning Mr. Arizona USofA MI. So I thought, oh my gosh, I have this community based title. I can network with people, and it's going to be so much fun. False. I felt extremely ostracized, and honestly, really the only people that would really talk to me besides other USofA title holders were like a handful of the kings. Like a tiny person handful. So I felt really ostracized, and I went to Phoenix Pride on a couple different occasions trying to get more information about what Pride does throughout the year other than the scholarship fund and putting on festivals, and kind of got stonewalled for a minute. And that was under the leadership of the previous executive director and some previous board members. And so I just gave up. I was mad. I didn't want anything to do with Pride. And then Eva Angelica Stratton and Christopher V. Lee won Pride, and the executive director position went to Mike Fernelli. And since then, I have felt very welcomed. I have asked questions and actually got answers in like a reasonable time frame, which is, wow, that's amazingly awesome for a nonprofit that's supposed to be transparent. So I feel like Pride has completely shifted in a much more positive direction, much more open, even changing evening gown for Miss and what was supposed to be formal wear for Mr. to red carpet attire, to be more accepting of all types of presentation, genders, etc., even on stage, in a pageant community or in a pageant system, which can sometimes get a bad rap for being very in the box and very binary. And I am very happy that I stepped down on faith a little bit. It had been over 2 years before since I had competed when I did Mr. Imperial Court, and competed with Cruz Daniels, who is a friend, and it was a lot of fun to be backstage with him. And I'm very excited for where Pride will go, because I feel like now the organization is getting back to where it probably should have been in the first place, and actually listening to and working with the community instead of just taking our money and running away.
Ryan asked, what stuff do they do other than the scholarships?
So, other than the scholarships, so when we pay all that money to go into Pride and we don't get anything other than the paper from all those tables that nobody really wants in the first place, some of that money goes towards community grants. So if you have a nonprofit organization and you need grant money, you can apply for a grant from Pride. Places like I'm a part of the Gay Football League in town. We have applied and received funding. The Imperial Court of Arizona has received funding. The Grand Canyon Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence have received funds as well. And that's all money that we as a community raise that goes directly back into the community for other organizations to do good work. I was like, why aren't we telling people that? So people will stop being so pissed at Pride. What is wrong?
The thing is that people don't.
But it's the biggest thing that we talk about on here is that communication.
Right.
I was talking to somebody at work about a problem that one of the departments is having, and I listened to the whole thing for about half hour, and then I said, there's this word that people use, and they often use it. It's called communication.
Yeah. It's right here, the word.
Yeah.
And if you use that word and actually do what it means, like tell people what's happening, what's the next step, then there's that transparency. They don't have to feel like they're fighting for an answer. They don't feel, when you feel like you're fighting for an answer, you feel like you are fighting for trust, and maybe that's what happened along the way. I can't say, but
well, I'm wondering,
things are changing.
like, how many of like the smaller like 501c3 organizations actually know about that grant, because I can think of a few organizations that would benefit greatly from that, but I don't think anybody knows it. And there's a couple of organizations that seem to get grants and money from everybody and their fucking mother, while the other organizations in town suffer. Because they don't necessarily know, or they don't necessarily have all the information to be able to reach out and get grants like that. These are things that I think Phoenix Pride needs to be very vocal about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, way more vocal than they have been, because I don't think anybody knows about that shit. Nobody. Not a goddamn person.
Brooklyn wants to know if it's out of state. If you're out of state, can you apply?
I do believe that you have to be in state, but there is information on the Pride website, phoenixpride.org, that talks about the community grants. In the past, it used to be the beverage program where you applied to work the drink carts and the bars at Pride, and now that's a little different. Now it's a grant program. And for Rainbows Festival, you can apply to volunteer, and your organization will get paid for your volunteer hours. So 2 really amazing programs that Pride does to take some of that money and put it back into the community that a lot of people don't know about. And I had to hunt it down. Like, if I wasn't a part of the Imperial Court, I might not have known about the magnitude of money that is funneled back into the community through the Pride organization.
Why do you think they are so tight-lipped about this shit? Because that's like, transparency has been a big issue in the past with Phoenix Pride, and it's been one thing that's come up a few times. And, you know, with the past director, things were done, I think, in ways that a lot of folks in the community were not okay with, and it really turned a lot of people off from the organization. Like, it really turned a lot of people off from the organization.
I was one of those people, actually.
Yeah.
Same.
Because what was happening was, because you remember I used to do fundraisers of the Wazoo. And then all of a sudden I would see, like, people saying, oh, we had that center at the time. That's where I got cut off at.
Right.
Where I was raising money for this center, and then the center closed. Baby boo, where's my coin going? I
think closing the community center was a huge deal in the community, because we don't have a fucking community center. Like,
you go to other places like LA or
other big cities.
Yeah, and they have these LGBTQ centers where it's basically their hub for all things happening in the community. Even if it's, like a night where, family game night, that's where it happens. Yep. And and we still host things around town that are kind of all over the place. If that was still existing, this would be like the place to be, even if you had the organizations paying Pride. That way the money's going back, and then they shovel it out.
Right.
That's where I lost because at that time, I was all about it. I even have awards running around here somewhere about me raising money.
Yeah.
But there's one hanging on the wall. But where I lost trust was, I would say, okay, here's so and so money.
Right.
And then I would get we're closing the center. And then I would go, why? And then do you get the
nothing? Right. Yeah.
So, not to put that all on you, because you're not the only representative of Pride, but we were talking about that. But on top of being an entertainer and a Pride contestant, you're also a promoter. Tell us a little more about that.
I am. Back in 2011, I was fortunate enough to win the title of Mr. Ohio King AllStar. It is a state level title based out of Ohio for drag kings and trans male performers. And this past fall, I was given the opportunity to take over that contest And so I thought about it long and hard because I obviously live in Phoenix, not in Ohio anymore. So I'm like, do I really want to do this again? Because I promoted for the Entertainer of the Year King system last year, and I dragged this guy to Ohio in February and made him...
It wasn't that bad. I mean,
it really wasn't that bad.
I mean, it was cold, but... You know, I
It
was
was
just
just
jacket. It was fine.
It was
the
normal cold.
Worst part was being stranded in fucking Cleveland for
a day
because
Oh, I
fucking
forgot about
Frontier is a
that.
piece of shit.
We don't fly.
But yeah.
But other than that, it was fine.
So yeah, I promoted Heartland Entertainer of the Year King last year, and so I was approached to take over Ohio King AllStar, and I agreed. So that will actually be this upcoming Sunday in Akron, Ohio at the Interbelt. We have 5 qualified contestants that will be competing. And I'm actually really excited. I've been watching from Arizona, watching all of them prepare. We've done some mock interviews via messenger chat, and things along those lines. And I'm excited to get back into pageantry promoting, because one thing that I want to do and that I like to do is to provide opportunities for kings that either I had or that I wanted and wasn't able to have when I was competing and when I was, in that particular area. This title has kind of waned a little bit. It's kind of ebbed and flowed, been really strong at some points, and then kind of fell by the wayside for a little bit.
I know a few,
Yeah. As drag
Roxy, don't let it
contests
happen.
for MIs tend to do, there's like this little circle, this little cycle where it's like super intense, and there's a lot of performers, a lot of people competing, and then all those people compete and win or don't, and then we just kind of drop off. We get to the bottom and everybody drops off, and then Halloween happens and some more drag kings come out, and we get back up to the top of this cycle there. So I'm excited to see these guys compete.
Evelyn, they're both shit. Between Frontier and Spirit.
I mean, if you want to pay for a pack of gum, that's $9.
I've never flown Spirit. So, really quick, for me, I've never had an issue on Frontier. Ever. Never had an issue with them.
Oh, I could go on.
Ever. But I fly with some other people. I won't name names, Romeo White. And all hell breaks loose. Like, we get stranded. Like, it wasn't even weather related. They're like, plane's broke, gotta go.
It was literally, gotta go. There's a piece missing. I mean, it just flew in from Orlando, but we're missing a piece, so
they're like, we landed, something fell off. I don't know what to tell you.
Like
know?
And I'm all messaging them. I'm like, why are you guys still there? We don't know. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Also, to be fair, Frontier, like, when they say that it's a budget airline, it is legit a budget airline. Because the person that's downstairs that's checking your bag has to run upstairs to be at the gate.
Yep.
And then when stuff breaks down and they can't get you on the
Are
flight,
they the mechanic?
they have to run right back downstairs to be at the ticket counter to say, call this 1-800 number.
They're probably also the mechanic.
They
they're
might be.
Also the flight attendants. They're also
the baggage
handlers. Yeah.
Oh, that's why it takes so long to get on the plane.
Yeah.
They said wait for the mechanic to finish loading your bag.
Right, that's exactly right.
So if you ever fly Frontier and you see those people standing there and they just look tired as hell, it's because they are. Don't be a dick to them.
They're doing everything.
They're legit doing everything.
With Frontier, you have to bring like an entire bag full of snacks because, like everything. Like it's like $9 for a fucking soda, $8 for water.
It's $2.99 for a can of soda.
Like no.
And trust and believe, I asked for the whole can. I had to buy a drink on there because I was just parched as all get out. And they were like, it'll be $2.99. I said, can I get the can? The rest of it? You're not fixing to give the rest of my soda to Johnny Come Lately behind me, honey.
No. Yeah, no. the first thing you do, like, as you're getting ready to board, is you go to the little kiosk thing and you grab yourself a fucking bottle of soda or a bottle of water or whatever the fuck it is that you need.
Yeah, don't use the vending machines. They just take your money.
Yeah, no. Like,
Put
it's
holes on
fucking
your credit cards.
awful. Fucking awful. Awful.
Wow.
And the first, 5 rows on Frontier, like, have enough room so that you can sit comfortably. The rest of the plane, you're basically sitting on somebody's lap.
I like to be in the back.
Like, it's nice and cozy. You know, you get to get the know the person next to you real... Because you're sitting like this the entire way. You're like, it's all...
And then when
Help! Southwest!
Plus, it's not that cheap once you pay for baggage and once you pay for all this other shit. Like, just stick with Southwest.
Oh, I don't want to tell you about my Spirit.
I will say this about
story.
Frontier. I go home to Ohio often, and there's nonstop flights for me that are normally dirt cheap. And when I go for a weekend, I have this magic little Kenneth Cole bag, and I can fit a whole weekend's worth of stuff in there, including 1 or 2 extra pairs of shoes, and it fits under the seat. Lady in Pittsburgh, she tried me. She said, "Can that fit in the little personal thing?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am, it can." Put it in there, and I was got her.
I'm gonna have to find out what kind of bag that is. Though
It's a little Kenneth Cole bag. I don't know. They probably don't make it no more. And you know you can't have it or borrow it.
I found one too. I managed to pack all my shit in the, but not. Southwest is definitely my go-to. I get 2 suitcases, plus I get a carry-on. I have a personal
tickets are on
item.
sale
Yeah, that was.
I don't even know how we got here. Oh, because y'all were stranded. Yes.
Right, because we were talking about promoting and yeah.
But when we did get stranded, they did put us in that nice Sheraton
For 4 hours.
Yes, and then the really overwhelmed waitress lady
gave everybody like food coupons, a food voucher.
Because I asked because we were hungry.
Right at the fucking Sheraton. First, they had us sitting in the airport for what was it? It was like 4 hours.
Long enough for me to go off on probably at least
it
2 or 3
people on the 4
phone.
hours that we were sitting at the airport before they decided that they were going to put us up in the Sheraton for a night and give us all food vouchers. So we're all going into the Sheraton, and mind you, they've all put us on different flights. Mine leaves at like 6 o'clock in the morning, which means I have to be back at the airport at like 4:30. So by the time we get to the Sheraton, because now everybody's standing in line waiting for the fucking shuttles to get to the Sheraton.
Oh, and that man, he fell and busted his
Oh my
head
god! And then the woman did too.
And his
Everybody
wife was
just
like,
falling
"He's
out.
fine."
Everybody's falling and busting their faces open, blood all over the snow, and we're
It
just
was
like,
out of blood. We were
shit.
fine.
No, we're just like, fuck. We
I'll
get
have
to the
look this
fucking
up online
hotel.
and see if there's any
It takes
lawsuits
like an
pending.
hour to get checked in, and then we go get food, and this poor little server is like the only woman in this like little bar and grill thing, and she's running around taking care of every single person. And at that point, she was just like, "I don't give a fuck. Just give me your vouchers, and you can have whatever the
But
fuck you
I got
want." Like,
I got my 20% off discount for working for Marriott.
Right.
And we put that on there, and so we had the voucher
and
and
the
the
thing, like,
20% off.
it was like all
Because
the
we're
vouchers.
old people and we need
Right.
all the discounts we can get.
Like,
Did she come back and say,
fuck.
"I owed you $20"?
No, and we tipped her. We tipped her handsomely.
We did. We tipped her well because fuck that shit. Yeah, I mean, it was a very
I
nice
don't even know
Sheraton,
how we
and the
got-
bed was really comfy that I got to sleep in for about 2 hours because I took a nap. Is basically what happened. I took a nap and then had to get up and then get back on the shuttle and go back over to the fucking airport because.
Are you flying Spirit or Frontier to go back home this weekend?
I will be on Frontier this weekend.
Okay, I'll
Non-stop
I'll check
flights.
in with you.
We'll pray for you.
Check in with me this weekend to see if I'm dead. Anyway, promoting. Promoting. Sorry.
We derail.
Sorry.
We derail.
We
They
just-
watch all the time. They know what's going on.
No, we never get derailed here. What are you talking about?
But yeah, 5 qualified contestants. We did have 7. 2 of them had to drop out for health issues. But if you're a promoter, you know how that is.
Take care of
Whoops.
yourself.
Take care of yourself. Don't be dying on my stage. Ain't nobody got time for that. There's always next year. But
To die on the stage.
to not die on the stage, to
To be
live.
perfectly healthy?
Yes, to
Maybe.
recuperate. But I'm very excited to promote. This year we're doing a few things differently. In the past, the winner just got a medallion. And truth be told, not necessarily a super nice medallion. Just a medallion and a sash. And this year, for the first time, the winner will have a nice, lovely, embellished crown. So I'm very excited. None of the contestants have seen it, so I'm very excited to surprise them with that. They know one is going to be there, but no one has seen it yet. Lady Christian of Christian Design, she did that embellishment work. They also have a sash. There's a cute little trophy. I already have some. I already have some prelims in the works for the winners, some city prelims, and then those individuals will qualify for next year's state contest. So we're chugging along. We're moving swiftly and professionally. Swiftly and professionally.
Well, speaking of professionally, I know it's almost time to go, but so I had this weird thing that happened this week. For the first time ever, I've had to block people. Now listen to me. Listen to me. I accept people for who they are, how they are, and what they do. Now, this is, for me, social media is like when you go to people's house, when you're on their page or on their status or whatever, it's like going to their house. Now, if you know me and you follow me, you've been following me for a while, and you start coming in and being like, you this, you that, you this, you're trash, you're this. At some point, I'm going to say, get out my house. If not sooner. I'm going to be like, okay, go. Okay, so first things first. Let me see this. Okay. You see this lovely mask? You see these? You see how lovely that is? Okay, so first incident of the week. There's someone in Austin, Texas that makes these masks, but has some kind of hiccup or problem with Freddy.
The problem is she's psychotic.
We'll get there. And she thinks that he stole her design.
Bitch, please.
When most of these are random stones on the mask.
Like she literally I thought that I sat there and looked at her mask or something and went, okay, blue, black, AB, blue, and I'm like,
and she said,
because I got time for that.
That he stole.
You work from home. Maybe she thinks
right. That's I don't know.
He stole the patterns from which she created these masks, and then so I went on there thinking that I could just be thinking that
super friend.
Yeah, I'm not doing that ever again.
Don't be super friend.
I just said it's a business, and that how many other people are making these masks? I need you to go find all the people on the internet and go tell all of them to fuck off, because you're the only one that sells that. So I told them, don't ever buy a knockoff purse, don't buy a knockoff pants, don't buy anything that is not from
or
brand.
Drag jewelry, because everybody's making the same fucking designs of drag jewelry. So
I mean, so this queen in Texas, no disrespect, Marissa, said that
bitch was crazy.
That I needed to buy that skull from her because she was the original. And I said, well, I didn't know about you until him. And then everybody started jumping on me because I had never heard of her, and that I was guarding him, and that I should have bought the mask from him. I mean, from her. So I just said, you know what?
This shit was legitimately psychotic. I was like, what the fuck are you even fucking talking about?
I even put myself out there. I said, send me the link and I will buy one from you.
For why?
I was trying to prove a point.
Oh.
She obviously didn't hear me, and she obviously didn't take advantage of my business opportunity, because I said, I will buy one from you and I'll buy one from him.
Well, what did you buy for me? Is you donating?
This is the only thing. She did not take advantage of my crazy.
I'm taking advantage.
She didn't take advantage of my crazy.
I
didn't offer my crazy to you.
You're right here.
It was legitimately like it was, and what I thought was funny is that there were a lot of people that jumped on her and were like, "What the fuck are you even talking about? You are not the first person to do this, and what the flying fuck."
So anybody that has ideas about cars, don't remake cars,
no,
please.
Because if you put seats in your cars, then you're copying somebody.
Because
wheel.
Somebody already did that.
Yeah, you can't don't put a steering wheel in your car.
So what are we allowed to do?
Nothing. You can't do anything.
Oh shit, I'm out.
Yeah. So that was fun. Fucking psychos. It's been a long time since I've had to deal with psycho. Like, legitimately.
Then today, the psycho carried over. Different people. Because I had blocked those other people. Because I was like, well, I never heard of you in the first.
But did you buy the mask?
No, because she never sent me the link.
Oh. She didn't buy one from me either.
You didn't buy one from him either?
Yes. Damn.
Y'all, hold her to it. She just said that she was going to buy a mask from him and donate to the Imperial Court towards being the next Mr. Phoenix Pride. Y'all heard it here first, America and world. We on international YouTube. They gonna get you if you don't. Y'all make sure you buy a mask from him. Donate here. That's what I heard.
Shit. Anyway,
get out your checkbook.
So today, I had not been on Facebook probably for like 3 or 4 days.
No, I don't know. I don't pay attention.
So then I posted probably on Monday when I was on the internet, and I saw that in Thailand, since they're doing Drag Race, they had a cisgender woman.
Ooh, I had seen your post, and you know what I did? I saw some of the comments, and I said, ooh, high post. I can't. I cannot.
And so this went on. So usually when I'm not so busy, this week I've been really busy at work, but I let it go because I was like, I can't do this right now. So I want to say a whole bunch of people, mostly men that think entitled men, came through and decided that they were going to put their stank on it and thought that since they think with their penises that they're always right. So,
to be fair, I don't think any thinking was happening. It was just like a lot of word vomit that was really nasty and foul.
Correct.
Pretty much.
So that's not even the weird part.
No, that's not.
So I read all of that, and then I get down to the bottom, and I said, okay, I can handle this. I write all the points that I agree with, I disagree with, and I say, go with me on this journey. And then at the end of it, I say, I don't care if you disagree or you agree, but do it with respect on, yet again, my page, my status. What happens next?
It went all the way left.
It didn't just go left. It went sideways and then took a detour.
It left the country. It went out of this world. So what happened was somebody was telling me how there's conspiracy theories about how RuPaul's Drag Race is promoting pedophilia.
It's like part of an elite pedophilia ring. Right. It's like part of an elite pedophilia ring or something. Like it was. Dude just went like.
And I kept asking.
Really quick, speaking of pedophilia, the host of Dayline NBC, Chris Hansen, he got arrested for tax evasion. I just felt like everybody should know that because he used to host To Catch a Predator. But he be catching predators, but he don't be paying his taxes.
It's tax season,
kind of similar.
I feel like we just needed some levity before we was talking about like RuPaul and pedophiles and stuff.
No, dude, this shit went like.
That must have been after I hit it, cause
no, that happened today.
Yeah, and then so I was like, how does this relate to it? At first, he was almost getting.
He was close,
and then. It was like
He was on the frontage road for a minute there, and
we
then
were driving.
Just went, woo!
And we were gone. We left. I was like, "What world are we in?" And then
I shouldn't be laughing. I'm sorry.
Fucking-
And then I was like, well, maybe I should do some research on that. He was like, look. And then sent all these pictures of,
Because
like,
if it's on
Illuminati
the internet, it's 100%
Hold
true, and it's never photoshopped. Nothing on the internet is ever photoshopped to look like something it's not.
First of all, the FBI does not release such...
Fucking FBI.
Anyway. Because the FBI was part of this Illuminati conversation.
I'm shook.
The FBI did all the things. The FBI is like in collusion with like RuPaul. I don't know. It's fucking crazy.
I mean,
Doesn't make any sense.
she's got to get her coins, I guess.
Is that how the
God.
government's gonna open? RuPaul is gonna.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the next inauguration,
right,
don't you
that's
know?
what's
She's going
happening.
to come out and just...
Oh my god.
Don't do that, Chrisette Michelle.
But
She did that.
Let
She ain't got no
me
money now.
go. So then he proceeded to continue on his tirade, which I let him. But then Coco put a GIF on there, just like a... Because we all were thinking...
Right, we were all like, what the fuck?
And then, so he goes, well, since you're just laughing it off, you piece of trash. And I thought, oh, again, people walk into the house and calling people names to the other people in my house. Go.
It's like he walked into your house and took a big old doo-doo in your toilet and didn't flush.
Yeah.
So then I started saying, you need to be more respectful. That is my big point is, why can't we be more respectful online? Just because you're behind a keyboard doesn't mean that you're not still talking to another person. That just...
And just for clarity, I will happily tell you to your face that you being a cisgender male, you have no business telling me what is and is not transphobic.
I mean...
That is not sexist, you...
Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. You still in my house. But what I'm saying is,
Who did an angry reaction? Sorry. I just seen the angry one. I need to know who that is. We should block them.
Well, maybe they're angry because...
No, it's Marissa.
Why is she mad?
About the Texas.
Oh.
Okay, I don't know.
So the Texas...
Because people are stupid.
Freddy stole the
I
design.
did.
Oh, well.
Because...
Reparations. I don't know.
But that's how my week has been going. I think I'm just going to stay off the internet for a little bit.
Probably a good idea.
Maybe post things between
well,
people.
Well, since you're not really, you're off the internet or whatever, what do you have coming up that you can tell people about to go
I'm fixing to get on this Frontier flight.
Oh, right now?
Oh, that's right.
No, not after this. No, that's this weekend.
Where's your pageant being hosted at?
The pageant will be at the Interbelt nightclub in Akron, Ohio.
I've heard a lot about that place.
It is lit.
With like lights and stuff?
With lights and with fabulousness. The Interbelt, it is like the gay bar in Akron. There are other bars, but that's like the largest venue. It's a lot of fun. Actually, if I was going to host Heartland in Akron, I would have done it at the Interbelt. I'm a former Mr. Interbelt, and yes, it is a lot of fun. And actually, one of the best nights to go is Mondays.
Huh.
Monday night
you telling me
for
that.
Hip Hop Mondays. When I was in college, we called it Gangsta Gays.
Right.
Because have you ever been somewhere in like a queer establishment or whatever, and you look around, you be like, man, ain't no black gay people around here. It's just everybody in here is just white. It's just white. And sometimes our gay bars tend to be like that, depending on where you live and whatnot. It's like, black people would be hiding or something. Everybody's at house parties or something. I don't know. But on Monday nights,
oh my God, I haven't heard
at the Interbelt, it was like, boom, everybody was there. If you need a black boyfriend, Interbelt.
Okay.
Monday night, he's out there.
So that's...
Was he waiting?
I don't know. I didn't date nobody.
Oh, Jesus.
I didn't get a black boyfriend on Mondays at the Belt, but if I wanted to, I could have got one.
So you're off to Ohio. I have a
Pray
fundraiser happening this Friday at C7. It's for myself, my Sash wife, Dita Savage, and Mr. Arizona USofA MI, Dustin Riot.
I'll be there.
We are taking over Espresso Grande's TGIF. Espresso will be there with her third Friday guest, Kim Etiquette. Felicia's going to be performing. Sassy's going to be performing. Justin Sider's going to be performing. We're going to have some really cool shit to auction off, including your very own freshly stolen mask.
I was just fixing to say. Get you an imitation.
Yeah.
A Texas imitation, honey.
And then on Sunday, there is another fundraiser that's happening at BS West. That's for myself, Dita, and her first alternate of Ariana. We've got performances from Eddie Broadway, Cruz Daniels, Blake Riley, Dee Dee Alexander, and a bunch of random people that are just going to be coming by and doing stuff throughout the night. So it'll be an awesome time. January 25th, Felicia and I have Cat Bingo. Theme is wigs, so wear fancy fun wigs. I may need to borrow something.
You got your own wig that you don't wear.
Gerald? My wig, Gerald, or that Ron Weasley wig.
No shit.
Please borrow that Ron wig. It has bangs, honey.
It does have bangs.
It has luscious
I've never
bangs.
seen you with bangs like this. Like that. The wig.
How
I'm
gonna
gonna
be
grow.
at C7 on Friday?
Show starts at 10:30, so I will probably
Why
be
for
there.
she be?
I have a mask for her.
Oh.
I will probably be there by like 9:30.
Y'all real friends. He can just come by the house. What you mean?
I ain't got time for that shit.
It's on the way. Oh, I'm telling where she lives.
I'm still looking for anybody that would like to sponsor anything to do with nationals. At this point, let's see, an Amazon or a Visa gift card would be handy because things.
Do you have
like,
a wish list? For sometimes.
Yeah, it's right there.
Okay.
No, I mean, like, do you
Like,
need things
specifically,
off of Amazon?
I do have. I mean, I have.
That you could create a wish list that people could buy off of?
I think I could do that.
I think you should do that and see how
I
many
can do
people
that.
bite for that.
Yeah, like a baby shower, but
Right.
for national.
Let's see if I figure out how to do that. I can do that. And of course, any sort of cold hard cash. Come out to the fundraisers and support. Because now, like, the biggest expenses are basically hotel and van rental to get our asses from Cincinnati to Dayton.
You don't want to Uber?
Fuck. I also still have pins and magnets and stickers and masks, and I can do some bow ties. So whatever, I'm here for you. Thank you guys, everybody that has bought a mask and supported me so far. You guys are amazing.
We didn't tell your exact location. We just said the vicinity
Right.
of the
It's close
area.
enough, whatever. You know.
I mean, if they see you walking in the street.
Keep an eye out on our Facebook and Instagram for upcoming guests.
That first one ain't right.
We've got Lady Christian coming up at some point, Sister Indica coming up at some point, Muffy Fish Basket,
Next week.
Sir Jet, Lisa Von Hoffner, and all sorts of fun people for the rest of this season.
And Miss Nature, who's watching.
And Miss Nature.
I just haven't updated the list or anything on our Facebook because we have an event.
Because you're not on the internet.
We have an event next week, and it becomes a terrible
day jobs and shit. It's stupid.
I get paid to do things during the day.
And thank you again to all of our sponsors, ShellyLoveCreative.com, WigsOfAkind.com, TheBurlyBarbers.com, and of course a special thank you to Brandon, Leanne, Carrie, Corey, and Molly for supporting us on Patreon. And if you would like to support us on Patreon, you can go to patreon.com/letshaveafefe.
Be sure to like this episode, subscribe, and share with all your friends, enthusiasts, and people that like to talk about conspiracy theories. And just make sure they don't show up on my Facebook. Just show them this Facebook.
Right.
Don't let them go any further. You can subscribe to us as a podcast and listen to us on the way to work as you talk to your friends about conspiracy theories. And
while
such.
you make your own mask.
Right.
Yes, and while you start your
Missouri,
own...
if anybody makes this pattern on anything, I'm coming for you.
Oh my gosh.
I
have
It looks
those
like
stones.
it is hematite Siam jet, and then hematite jet Siam, and then
It goes this way.
and then
It's the same pattern.
It's the same three.
It's the same three.
So where it started?
It's with the
the
hematite,
yeah.
Siam, jet, hematite,
Anyway,
jet, Siam, hematite,
you can find us on iTunes,
Listen,
Spotify,
he's
Google
telling you.
Play, and more. You can also follow us. Well, you're already watching us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Special thanks to all the people that watch on live and on the replay. We'll see you next week for your Wednesday night conversation.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
This has been Let's Have a Fifi, and good night.
Good night. Thank you, and good night.